So our next one's landscaping. When I talked to the landscapers, they were all to a T. They really just want to do a walk around. They'd love to do a walk around in the slow season, sometimes in February. They'd love to have someone on council that's really keen on landscaping and gets into it and do a walkthrough. One of the funny notes was we had a strata in North Vancouver, and it's 12 or 14 stories, and this tree was getting quite large on the penthouse, and the strata is about 5-6 years old. And then when they did a walkthrough, it was discovered that this tree grows to 110 feet. So you've got this big tower, 12, 14, and then it's going to have a 110-foot tree on it. Somehow I don't think that tree's going to last. So it was great knowledge for the Strata Council. They actually had to save up and plan in replacing this tree the following year and getting it down. And it's successful, and they put a tree that, obviously that tree shouldn't have been put in from the first place. But just that was discovered in that walk around, really identifying different areas in the property. Two notes that the landscapers were wanting to express was, one is weed control. If you're going to, say you've got a big special levy, your budget has to jump and you're looking for areas to cut your landscaping for sure, but don't cut weed control. Because if you cut weed control, it's very hard to come back. You're really doing damage to the permanent damage to the dirt. The only way to really get rid of it is to remove all the dirt, put new dirt in. Your cost to remove weeds is much, much greater, because once the weeds get established in the dirt. So the landscaper said, if it comes down to choosing between mowing and weed control, go weed control, because it's going to be cheaper for you in the long run. The other thing they noticed is, especially downtown, there's a lot of taxus or yew trees, and we get root weevil. So they said one of the things that we really recommend is nematodes, and just addressing that on an annual basis so that you don't have trouble with your yews, because once they start going, you're pretty much going to have to replace them. Another really interesting topic is we've seen a lot of artificial turf downtown. Everyone's got a dog, and the dogs need to go outside with the Pokemon. And the artificial turf is becoming more and more popular because it doesn't obviously have the same muddy appeal after the dogs have been on it. Pros with it is it looks really good all the time. Downside is you do need your janitorial staff to go out and hose it out in the summer because it can get quite stinky with the dog urine and whatnot. It's really interesting. Next time you're walking around downtown catching Pokemon, take a look at the grass in some of the towers, and you'll really notice that a lot of them are starting to go to the artificial turf. So it's really interesting. It looks pretty natural, so sometimes you actually have to go feel it or take a really close look at it.